Annie was taking a shower at home when she suddenly noticed a shadow moving behind her. Thinking her husband had returned, she wiped the steam from the glass. But instead of Jack, a stranger's face was staring back at her, shocking her awake from a nightmare. When Jack and his wife came home later, they found a note and a bag of fish food at their door. Looking toward the pond in the yard, they saw several new koi swimming inside. Annie felt grateful for the gesture, but Jack thought it was rude for someone to show up uninvited. He even scrawled "Creepy Steve" on the fridge as a warning. The next morning, Steve appeared at their door. He said he was just passing by and wanted to say hello. Annie invited him in for tea. A new TV had just arrived at the house, and Steve offered to help set it up. Since Annie had work to finish, she politely hinted that it was time for him to leave. Before going, Steve insisted on cleaning up the area where he had worked. But when he walked over to the fridge, he froze in place. A moment later, he turned and left without saying a word. Annie rushed over and realized Jack's note, "Creepy Steve," was still stuck there. The next day, Annie was showering again when she spotted a shadow moving in the room. She wiped away the steam, only to see Steve standing right in front of her. She jolted awake. It had all been a dream. After Jack left for work, Annie once again heard noises in the house. Though it always turned out to be nothing, she carefully stepped into the bedroom, then collapsed. When she came to, it was already the next morning. Jack's boss had been transferred, which meant Jack now had a shot at a promotion. He had wanted to share the good news after work, but Annie had already gone to bed. Annie never went to sleep that early. Suspicious, Jack looked around and eventually found the sedatives she had been taking. So why was she taking them again now? Annie, exhausted from all the stress, finally admitted what she had been holding back. She wanted Jack to call Steve. Her mental state had been deteriorating, and the only way she could feel better was if they resolved things with him. Jack disagreed, saying her unstable state was simply the result of the sedatives. But Annie knew the truth. This had nothing to do with medication. She had heard strange noises in the house more than once. If their dog had really been taken by Steve, then this whole nightmare was far from over.